Where are you going with, John? What are your questions?
No, I was just reading headlines. Breona Taylor's family got $12 million settlement. Nothing happened to the cops.
Officers. I don't read too much about that, so I'm not sure on the details. I heard some of it talking with you in passing.
And then we put a tariff on Canada? The fuck we do that for? On Tuesday,
bro,
the U.S. Trade
you're stealing our
Representative
shit.
Office dropped a 10% levy on Canadian aluminum after Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland and Minister of Small Business Export and Promotion and International Trade Mary Ng threatened to impose retaliatory sanctions against U.S. goods.
I gotta look into that. We're having issues with Canada.
And we changed. We gave up our stance on the tariffs just hours before Canada was set to unveil countermeasures. We're beefing on I don't like that type of shit. No cap. Don't like that. Mexico and Canada, we gotta goddamn link up.
Gotta figure it out.
Yeah, we gotta figure it out.
So back to the Breona Taylor thing, you don't think there's a little bit of happiness that that the family kind of got, like, who got the money?
Family, probably.
The family, okay. I understand that there's definitely need to be some responsibility laid on some,
like, they gotta do something.
Officers, individuals that were involved in this.
They gotta do something.
Do you think it's just because the hearing's taking a while?
It's just weird that
I feel
judge could find that the police department needs to pay them money, but the police department
because them paying them
can't
kind of says that they agree something
that's
bad
what I'm
happened.
saying. So it's weird. The order of things is weird because even Breonna's law was passed
before
this happened.
Yep.
So it's just really awkward.
Well, where I'm coming from is our law system, it takes time to reach justice. Some court cases take years. I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm really not sure. I don't know if I agree with justice should be handed out immediately because that means that was an emotional pursuit of justice, and that I'm not sure if I agree with justice like that.
They weren't arrested. Like, there's a thing.
So the optics is pretty much what the problem is.
They're not even out on bond. You get me?
So they haven't seen any level of repercussions for what's going on.
Pretty sure
Workers' comp?
Yeah, I mean, suspended, but with pay.
Okay.
For real?
Look that up real quick, Doc, if you can. I'm not sure if that's what's going on. Is it really like that?
They were seen in a Walmart. Like, they're open to talk about it. Like, some of the guys feel bad. Like,
I would imagine that
I thought that guy was
fired at least, or I know that the guy that actually pulled the trigger got fired, and the other two are like, the other two are going through the bureaucracy.
I don't know. My thing is, I feel like because this happened, like what, like
it's 100 and something days, 180 something days, I believe. There's a counter somewhere.
So I feel like there needs to be a level of patience when it comes to stuff like this. And I don't know if that's wrong of me to say or not, but I feel like to expect. I do agree that some of these things do need to be expedited to an extent because obviously some people.
Okay, so here's the thing. I get what you're saying, but on the counter, on the opposite end, there are a lot of minorities who are in jail without bond for lesser offenses, and they're only in jail waiting for their court date. And so that same explanation is the reason they're waiting in jail for their court date, because it takes a process and da-da-da-da. But they haven't been found guilty of anything. They're in jail without bond, or with a bond so expensive, they've been priced out of it. So it's like, yeah, we can say that, but rich people are in and out.
Because they can afford the bond. If they get a bond, or if they get,
They can afford to get a lawyer that can expedite the, you get what I'm saying? So, like, now we're talking about money being a factor. And then now we're saying, okay, it's different. It would be different for you guys if you had more money. And that shouldn't play a factor in this type of situation.
That makes sense to me.
So it's just like a domino, yeah.
I just feel like the issues people are having with stuff like this are being missed.
Police union.
I would agree with that also.
Okay.
Like, at the end of the day, with all this happens, I still believe in police reform, not defunding or anything like that, but just police reform. Like, there are definitely things with our police that are not perfect, good, productive, whatever. There needs to be some changes.
I think I was listening to the Flagrant podcast, and they were talking about that, and like there were two guys on there that spoke about it, and they were like, yeah, the word defund is kind of like bad branding, if you will, but the bigger organizations that are going for it, not the AOC just talking out her ass and shit like that, but it's not a defund the police necessarily. It's use some of the funds that you're using for just the centralized police to specialize. So like the verbiage of defund the police, they're using as clickbait. But
that's the problem
after
with journalism today. It's all about that clickbait, that emotional response to get
once
clicks.
You put that
it's
out,
so toxic.
Once you put that out, people get behind the verbiage of it. So now you have people who are pro and anti defund the police, when the actual defund the police movement in itself is neither. And I found that really interesting.
Very interesting.
Just poorly
it creates
marketed,
division, man, and then it's even harder for something to work when division's happening, because all of a sudden you have a stark group of people who are strictly against their dad who's a cop losing his job because of that during a pandemic.
And now they don't want to hear about your idea of like have a division of police for just handling violent situations versus, you know what I'm saying, like a lot of smart good things. When you're talking about I forgot the word you used, but when you're talking about basically fixing the police or reform, there you go, reform. I don't know why my head's been gone today. Reforming the police, it's intricate. So like, there's obviously good ideas for something that's been so outdated for so long. Let's have the conversation. Now we're arguing over the way we started the conversation.
Yeah.
Yo, so thanks for watching a clip of FDT. If you like what you heard, be sure to subscribe, like the clip, leave a comment, and check out our page for more content. Tune into full episodes of FDT, released every Friday on Podbean, iTunes, and Spotify. Peace.